Welcome to the Serpentine Creative Channel. I'm your host, Stella Williams, and you're watching Author Talk. I know y'all didn't think I was just going to rant about diversity and not give you resources to help you out, other than just to say, go find a sensitivity reader. The first book, the books that I'm going to be showing you are from my own personal collection, and therefore they are skewed towards understanding race, specifically the point of view of the Black or African American female perspective. And after I go through my own personal library, I will talk about some other places and resources where you can find help in making sure that you are writing diversely and not problematically. So the first book is Well Read Black Girl, and it's like it says on the cover, it's a series of stories and essays by authors of color, women of color, and just, giving examples of their experience of reading while Black and female. And I feel like this is a really good resource to help people who want to write diversely understand the importance of own voices, the importance of accurate depictions, and what it actually means for people like myself, for African American women of color, to be able to read and identify with the characters that they are reading. So this is a very, very good book to have and to read. Diving a little bit into just general discussions about race and what it means to be a Black woman and what it means to be inclusive. So first, I have Eloquent Rage by Brittany Cooper. And this talks a lot about the pressures and the societal pressures and expectations on Black women, and Brittany Cooper's journey as a Black woman, and realizing the harm that those stereotypes inflicted on herself and others in the Black community. And this is a really, really amazing read. You can get through it super quickly because it is just that great. From a Black woman's perspective, I even had my husband read sections out of it to, just give him a little bit more of an idea of where I'm coming from as a Black woman. So if you are a non-person of color and you are writing about women of color or want to write accurate portrayals of women of color, then I highly recommend reading this book so you know where we are coming from when you try to write us. And please try to avoid the sassy Black woman stereotype. I'm just saying. The Body is Not an Apology, the power of radical self-love. And basically the reason why I'm suggesting this book is that it goes into depth, not just with race, but ableism, classism, body shaming. This book covers a lot of isms, and it'll really kind of open your eyes to the amount of privilege that you may have, and just the mind-blowing idea that if you can't hate others if you love yourself. So this is just a really like good read to get yourself into the mindset of understanding diversity and creating a diverse world that is not necessarily free of isms, but will go a long way to helping you be less problematic with the isms that do end up in your novels, because even I can't say that my novels don't have any of the isms, whether it be classism, sexism, or ableism, ageism. You know, we're human. There's going to be flaws, but we want to try and be the least problematic as possible. And this book will help you open your eyes to those isms a lot more. And last but finally not least from my collection, So You Want to Talk About Race by Ijeoma Oluo. So this book, I can't rave about this book enough. I love it. I've read it multiple times. I've bought this book for people in my family. Like, just if you really just want to have a discussion about race, and yes, this is mostly centered on the African American experience, but I feel like it does a really good job of being general enough about racism that it can apply to, say, the UK and other places. And also, there is discussion of, you know, of the other isms within this book and how to discuss race. So say you're writing an interracial romance and your characters have to have that uncomfortable discussion about, you know, race and what that means to them in their relationship, and whether that is a deal breaker in, you know, understanding. Sorry, I have stuff in my book, but whether, you know, when they have that uncomfortable conversation, you know, if you're trying to use it as a way of opening others' eyes to the issues of interracial couples, to the issues of the feelings of Black women or Black men, whoever are in these relationships, and have an accurate portrayal of how they would feel or react to those conversations, I highly suggest this book. Well, I highly suggest this book in general. I think everybody should read it regardless of race. Even being a Black woman, reading this was very eye-opening for me. My husband is Mexican American, and you know, him reading this and seeing it through his own lens and all that stuff. But that's neither here or there. I'm just here to give you resources. So definitely check out this book. All right, and that's the last from my personal collection. But since those are very, very specific, I do have some other resources for you guys. Number one, if you're a YouTuber, if you like to get your information off YouTube and want to know a little bit more, Noria Reads just started this amazing, amazing readathon, bookathon called the Fuckathon. And it's not books about sex. It's F all the isms, basically. And so if you're really serious about diversity, I highly suggest taking a part in the F-a-thon. And she's been doing a series of videos for each category, for, you know, ageism, classism, sexism, racism, ableism, like all the isms. She has a category for it, and she's doing videos to give suggestions on books to help you understand and basically like give the middle finger to those isms. So I will have the link to the original F-a-thon video below. Definitely check out Noria Reads. She's awesome. And then for all my Facebook people, Writers for Diversity is a group on Facebook, and it's a very good place to, you know, ask those questions that might be uncomfortable for you to ask in other spaces. They're a very informative group. There's a bunch of links. There's always conversation going on there, and everybody's really super friendly and nice and respectful in their discussions. So if you would like to check them out, I'll have the link for the Writers for Diversity group linked in the comments, not the comments, but in the description box below. And that is pretty much my resources spiel for my diversity rank. If you have any questions, comments, or concern, feel free to drop it in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification if you would like to hear more from moi. Peace, love, and happy reading, author friends.